Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
How's everybody doing this morning?
Good.
How's everybody else?
Great.
All right. Let's go ahead and stand up if you're able and willing. And we're going to do stretch way up high, stretch way out to the side, and give yourself a hug. All righty. Now let's sing. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road to heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing love today. I'm choosing love today. I am walking the road to heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing love today. I'm choosing love today. I'm choosing love today. I am walking the road to heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing love today. Let's choose some joy. I'm choosing joy today. I'm choosing joy today. I am walking the road to heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing joy today. I'm choosing joy today. I'm choosing joy today. I am walking the road to heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing joy today. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road to heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road to heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today. Now we're doing things backwards.
Please be seated. Yes. Good morning again, and my name is Todd Foushee, and I'll serve as your platform assistant today, and it's a pleasure doing so.
Morning, Todd.
We welcome all to Unity of Indianapolis. All who are present here today and all who are online, thank you for joining us. This is a spiritual community built by love. No matter who you are, where you are from, know you are welcome here. Each of us are a unique divine expression and all bringing a little bit of love, joy, and peace this morning. We'd like to welcome new attendees. I see all familiar faces, but if someone is a little bit new, we warmly welcome you. We bless you for your presence. And whether you've arrived intentionally or simply following a nudge of spirit, know that you are exactly where you are meant to be. And I hope each of you know that you're exactly here where you're meant to be as well. We have a slight change in our order of service today, nothing to panic about, but at the end of the service, after announcements, we'll do our Let There Be Peace song and our prayer of protection. We'll do that outside in the newly broken ground area for the Peace Garden, so we'll go out the door here to my left, if you would, but once again, we'll do a blessing and have that peace song and the prayer of protection outside. So that's the only change in the order today. Join me in affirming our statement of truth. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life. God the good, omnipotent.
And I jumped the gun, and we've already sung this song. So go ahead, Todd.
What's that, my friend?
I jumped the gun and sang before we were supposed to.
Very good.
I was ready to sing.
Our theme throughout 2026 that we've referenced many a times was to feel the shift in 2026 and to be the change. And I hope each Sunday that each of you get a chance to think about what that shift means for you individually and how your shift collectively contributes to the change here at Unity of Indianapolis. Feel the shift and be that change. Think of what that means. For the month of June, the focus is the power of understanding. Let us affirm together this month's affirmation. Drawing upon the power of understanding, I am guided to make positive changes in my life and in my world.
The light of understanding motivates and guides toward the beauty and harmony. Inner peace is fulfilled. The light of understanding motivates and guides toward beauty and harmony. Inner peace is fulfilled. Knowing with your heart, follow your heart. Knowing with your heart. Knowing with your heart, follow your heart. Knowing with your heart. Blessed are they who believe and have not seen. Blessed are those who believe. Blessed are they who believe and have not seen. Blessed are they. Blessed are they who believe and have not seen. Blessed are those who believe. Blessed are they who believe and have not seen. Blessed are they. The light of understanding motivates and guides for the beauty and harmony. Inner peace is fulfilled. No, the light of understanding motivates and guides toward the beauty and harmony. Inner peace is fulfilled. Blessed are they who believe and have not seen. Blessed are those who believe. Blessed are they who believe and have not seen. Blessed are they. Blessed are they who believe and have not seen. Blessed are those who believe. Follow your. Blessed are they who believe and have not seen. Blessed are they. Blessed are they who believe and have not seen. Blessed are those who believe. Blessed are they who believe and have not seen. Blessed are they. The light of understanding motivates and guides toward the take in a deep breath and let that out as we go into a moment of prayer. Divine Spirit, we are blessed. We are grateful that we are all here today in this moment. And we acknowledge that we are immersed in the presence of divine substance. We draw upon our power of understanding. Understanding is more than knowing. Understanding is truly feeling the truth. Knowing and feeling the truth in our hearts. In the struggles and the troubles and the chaos that seem to be outside of us in this world, when we go inside to the Christ within and pull up that divine golden light of understanding, that inner peace within us starts to glow. And we are grateful, sweet Spirit, for knowing this truth. And for those that are close to us, dear to us, that we love, that may not feel this inner peace, this golden glow, we hold that space for them now in a moment of prayer support. If there is someone in your life that is in need of prayer support, I invite you to say their name out loud if you like, or just hold them in your heart. If you're watching online, you may type those names in the chat. As we hold a space of love in a moment of silence. We thank you, sweet Spirit, and know that these prayers are being answered. We see health and wholeness and protection and strength and courage and love. And we let that love wash over everyone. And so it is.
This prayerful state, take these words within from the daily word. Today's daily word is guidance. In the divine presence, I am guided. Divine guidance is not only found in burning bushes or mind-blowing revelations. More often, it arrives as a gentle nudge, subtle enough to overlook, ordinary enough to dismiss. Yet these quiet signals are holy too. A craving for sweetness, a need for fresh air, a muscle that tightens or relaxes. All can be taken as cues to care for the body and the soul. As I become present to the fullness of my humanity, my senses, intuition, and inner knowing, I recognize guidance as ever-flowing. It invites a restorative resting of mind and heart. It is an alert stillness that listens, a receptive openness where clarity emerges and gentle direction unfolds. I trust the quiet impulses that draw me forward, allowing the simplest moments to lead me toward my soul's fulfillment with ease. Exodus 33:14, my presence will go with you, and I will give you rest.
Where am I at? There I am. Hang on. There I am. 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 There On Sunday we would go to church, pay attention to the priest, and he would read the holy word and consecrate the holy bread. Everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. When I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time Moses split the sea in two, and Jesus made the water wine. And I remember feeling sad, miracles don't happen still. And now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. Wine from water is not so small, but an even better magic trick is that anything is here at all. So the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but finding where there isn't one. When holy water was rare at best, it barely wet my fingertips. Now I have to hold my breath like I'm swimming in a sea of it. There used to be a world out there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-downs, but I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. 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 Read a questioning child's face and say it's not a testament. That'd be very hard to say. See another new morning come and say it's not a sacrament. I tell you that it can't be done. This morning outside I stood, I saw a little red-winged bird shine like a burning bush, singing like a scripture verse. It made me want to bow my head. I remember when church let out, how things have changed since then. Everything is holy now. There used to be a world out there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down. Now I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Everything is holy now.
Good morning. And did I think to throw on a wireless mic so I could move around? I did not. And that's okay. Even that is holy. For those that don't know me, my name is Reverend Edward Trout. I am an ordained interfaith minister through One Spirit Seminary out of New York. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm also very passionate about uplifting and empowering others, as well as passionate about creativity and the arts. And indeed, everything is holy now. Some of you are aware, a few weeks back, several I guess at this point, Michael and I went out to Unity Village. If you have never been to Unity Village in Lee's Summit, Missouri, near Kansas City, it is a beautiful, beautiful campus. And you can just feel the generations upon generations of peacefulness, energy, change, which sometimes also has turmoil, but it's just a beautiful, beautiful campus. And I was allowed to go as Michael was having a week-long intensive with his ministerial cohort. So for the cohort, there were several activities that I was invited to attend, and I did so joyfully. But most of their class time, of course, was meant for them. So I got to spend time elsewhere. A lot of that meant that I was spending time in the hotel room, yay, and doing work, just using it as an office. However, that also meant that I had some other time away from home, the time that you would normally look around and go, oh, there are dishes that need done, or oh, there's laundry piling up, or oh, the dog needs out. And so as I was not at home, I was able to just kind of just participate in life at the village. Go walk the labyrinth that they have there. Beautiful, beautiful new labyrinth. I'm going to turn this, technical difficulties. Hello? Oh, there I am. There I am. Listen, I knew the light was on. All right. Now we are cooking with gas. Are we? Now, there we are. Okay, yes, that's me. So, as I was saying, I got to spend some time just being at the village, which is a beautiful place to just be. And with the labyrinth and nature trail, spending some time alone in the Peace Chapel there, which on the far wall has a beautiful mural of peace, be still. And we are in the process of doing our own version of that. It will not be identical, but our own version of that here. And that phrase always puts me in mind of our dearly beloved parted Michael Wright. Early on, when Michael and I were coming here, Michael Wright was doing a platform assistant or a chaplain service, and he used the phrase, "Be still and know that I am God." Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that. Be still and know. Be still. Be. That has just stayed with me from that day, however many years ago that was. And so when I walk into that Peace Chapel and I see that, that's where I go to. It's all of the different layers of that one phrase being parsed out. So that week helped remind me of the thing that we all know. We call ourselves human beings, but we are in reality spiritual beings having a human experience. So in truth, I'm a human doing. I'm a spiritual being. And that human doing part, if your life is anything like mine, sometimes has a way of wanting to overtake. And yours may not. Your mileage may vary completely, and that is fine. But speaking for myself, I get so many things that need to be done, and then so many things that could be done or should be done, and then so many things I just want to do. And so sometimes finding that balance in those things of just having time to just exist without an agenda can be hard. It was over about a year ago, I had made a determined effort I was going to reclaim my time. And by that, what I really meant was not necessarily reclaim it in the sense that I've got to be the hyper-productive person, but reclaim it in a sense of, I know I need a balance. I need to be able to do good work. I need to be able to do spiritual things for me. I need to be able to do the laundry and all that. I needed a balance. So I could not find any planner that worked the way I wanted it to. And I know I talked to Maria about this too. So I went through and I made my own version of a spreadsheet planner, color-coded with depending on what the thing was. And the reality was, this worked really well for about 4 months. This is not shared here to either distress you or impress you, either one. This is just an illustration of, for me, this was a tool that worked with the way my brain works. But after about 4 months, I started getting burnt out, and I was trying to figure out, like, why? I know I have balance. And I know, like, you see areas in there like these dark purple. Those are like end of day relaxed time. Like that's built in, but there's still something that's burning me out in it. And by the way, this looks like, it's hyper scheduled. Not necessarily. Sometimes these get filled in after the fact of just accountability of, this is actually how I use this time. So there are some things that are placed as planners, but it's also just filling in afterwards going, this is what I really did. So what I came to realize is that sense of just existing for the sake of existing was missing. Everything that was in existence had a purpose. In that moment, there was no just being. I've also been in the middle now, almost done with a book that we heard about on the drive out to Unity Village. We were listening to a podcast of Mayim Bialik, one of our favorite podcasters, brain neuroscientist as well as actress. And she was interviewing an author, and the author had the book Unstoppable Brain. So Unstoppable Brain, the thing that really caught our attention was when the author talked in the podcast about knowing that something needs to happen, knowing you need to do something, and somehow not being able to push forward with it, not being able to make yourself do it. I know I have experienced that. Anybody else in the room experienced that? Okay, good. I'm in really good company. There's some wonderful people that have experienced that. So there's a part of our brain that has just recently really been getting a lot more study. It's called the habenula. Habenula. The only way I remembered that at first was thinking of a vampire pepper, the habanero Dracula, the habenula. That's the only way I remembered it at first. But the habenula is a very tiny portion of our brain. It sits right in front of the pineal gland. Most of us in the room are familiar with our pineal gland, a very spiritual center, a place that does a lot of processing, a place that also motivates us to do all of these great things. Well, the habenula, if the pineal gland is there going, yes, step on the gas, go do this wonderful thing, the habenula is going, brakes, wait. This could lead to failure. We've had failure before, we don't like it. And it gets into all of these patterns of failure. Because the thing is, we know here in Unity, like the knowing versus doing gap, knowing is not enough. We have to live the truth we know. It's our fifth principle. It's not just an intellectual exercise. I've got to live it. So that avoidance that the habenula brings up, it can just be I just can't. It's a mental paralysis. It can also be, I'm going to do some doom scrolling. It can be, I'm going to go have a drink. It can be, I'm going to plop myself down in front of the TV. I'm going to do escapist reading. It's all of these things we do to numb ourselves to the problems and to taking steps on things because the habenula wants to keep us from failing. And we have so many stories about how we have failed in the past. Most of us could write volumes about our failures, and we write so little about our successes. So Kyra Bobinet talks about this as a failure disease. And where the mistake in this disease is in that we think we have failed. And that's it. That's the big thing. We define something that happened as a failure because we know thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. Say that with me. Thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. If you say, oh, I failed and I'm a failure and I'm likely to fail again, guess what? Yep. Yeah. Is it Henry Ford quote? Whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you're right. So it's that part of the brain that works on that. So how do we deal with neutralizing those perceptions of failure? She talks about having a performative existence versus an iterative existence. So what that means is performative. I'm doing things based on outside stimuli, and it's because they're expected or I want to show that I can do them. Iterative, this iteration of me, this is what I do. At this point in my life, this is who I've become and this is what I do. If you believe that you're doing it from a place of your existence, you are much more likely to follow through with it. Because you're doing it because it's who you are. We've all heard those other things of, in order to have what you want to have, you have to do the things that you have to do to get there. In order to do that, you have to be the person, right? It starts with, I see myself in this iteration. This is who I am. So if you're coming from an iterative place, you are more likely to succeed. From a performative place, you are more likely to perceive failure and start hitting roadblocks. And there's a small part of that list that's in the talk at one point in the podcast. She said, so one of the ways of being performative is having your to-do list. And both Mayim and I went, wait. Don't you attack our to-do lists. But again, it's why do you have it? How is it showing up? It's different for me with my current way of scheduling things versus when I was still managing our theater and I had the ever-growing to-do list. That list was an external performative list, even though I believed it's like, no, this is who I am and what I do, but that list became a monster. It became a weight. It became failure. So that's why, if it's coming from, oh no, this is just how I'm organizing my thoughts, okay, if that's your iteration, that's great. If you're doing it over here for the external stuff, expect there might be some issues. But I love that we've talked about this stuff for decades, for generations in New Thought. And brain science, much like quantum physics, is catching up to what we already know through experiential things. There's a Buddhist proverb, pain in life is inevitable, but suffering is optional. There we go. Pain in life is inevitable, but suffering is optional. We've discussed this before. Pain is the thing you experience, right? Suffering is what we do up here with that experience afterwards, or even in the moment. But it's the thing that's going on inside our heads that creates our suffering. That's optional. So what are some ways that we create our failures? Got a whole list here. Hopefully they will come up one at a time. So first of all or nothing thinking. And by the way, there are more than this in the book. These were just some of the top ones that I thought we can talk about these briefly. All or nothing thinking, where everything's like black and white, right, wrong. And rather than trying to just solve that problem, she says that it helps if you think of this moment, as this effort, as an experiment. I'm seeing, does this work? Will it work? What works? How do I figure out, how do I move an inch forward? You're not trying to get, I was going to clean the whole house and I missed the bathroom. I failed. No, you got 95% cleaned. That's awesome, right? So it's that. Think of it as an experiment, not a win-lose, but all the gray in between that. The next one is shoulding. We talk about this too. Don't should on yourself. Don't should on other people, right? And I love her observation that it's really odd when you think about it, that whatever the reality is, we are convinced it's not what we should have had. It's like, but that's your reality. All the shoulding in the world isn't going to change it. So why not find better ways to deal with that? And I love that she brings in The Work by Byron Katie. And those questions that we have talked about before. Is it true? And can you absolutely know that it's true? How do you react, or what happens when you believe that should? And who would you be without that thought? Another one that many of us deal with, comparison thinking. Sometimes they're like, I'm not good enough, or I'm never good enough. And it can be a really stubborn habit to break, because we have mirror neurons, like how babies immediately start mimicking, right? We are wired for this. We see other people and we want to emulate them. And oh, look at all that they have, and I'm not that. I will never be that. But the comparison thinking is limited and false, right? This isn't about them. It's about you. Are you learning? Are you growing? So the real question, are you learning? Are you growing? This one's trickier, and we'll get to it in a second. Have you made progress from where you used to be? Okay. Some of you may have gone, I backslid, but we'll talk about that in just a moment. So it's the present moment that matters, right? And it's you looking at yourself, not at somebody else. Like for all of my musicians and similar that went to state contest, you always go up against yourself. You're going up against a perfect ideal. You're not really in competition with everybody else. It's like, did you perform perfectly or did you not? It's us against us, and not even against us, rooting for us. But the next one, I said we'd bring this up. I used to be able to do these things. I used to be this person. This can be really challenging, right? Because we look at things that, I used to be able to accomplish. Used to be able to, great. So the question there becomes, can you fully appreciate where you still are, what you still have, and when you look at a loss, can you reframe it? Can you reframe it into what you have gained by doing that? So maybe I can no longer, run a mile this quickly. Okay. So maybe when I'm out jogging, it's much slower. But what I'm gaining in that is that I actually get to appreciate the things I'm passing now. And it's not about drive. It's about I'm out in nature appreciating. And I'm gaining that because I've lost the speed of the other. Reframe what you think you've lost and look at what you've actually gained. And then one, pre-failing. She gives an example in the book, early on in the book, of a young gentleman who has run into some troubles as a youth. And he's getting some help, getting some coaching. He's going to go for a job interview. Really, things look optimistic for the job interview. He's got a suit. The bus pulls up to take him to the interview, and he cannot make himself get on the bus. Just can't make himself do it. He's pre-failing. He believes he knows how it's going to turn out. And because he didn't do that job interview, he turned away from the help and fell back into bad habits. So, and again, this is a tough one. This is a really hard one when that scarred habenula is screaming at you that, oh, don't even bother, it's going to fail. You don't know. That part of your brain is just trying to keep you from failure, and it doesn't know either. It just recognizes a pattern that you've experienced before. But patterns are made to be broken. So you don't know. So what do? Well, surround yourself with people that can help support you, for one. Also, look at small steps that you can take. Like, up to that point, that young man had done everything great, right? Everything right. If he had had one person there with him to support him and say, no, you've got to get on the bus, that would have shifted everything. Because he did all the small steps, right? Small steps can get you there, but you also need that support. I love that she talks about bravery and confidence like muscles, that we just have to exercise them. And sometimes you start with small exercises, and they will build, but you've got to exercise them. Oh, and the last one on the list, the one that many of us have dealt with, imposter syndrome. Almost all high performers suffer from this at some point. And again, it's partly the comparison thing, but it's more of the confidence and more of the self-worth issue. And I love that she talks about if you can look at how you're trying to motivate yourself. So if you have imposter syndrome, there's a really good chance that you're motivating yourself on some level with fear, that there's a sense of, oh, if I don't live up this, I'm going to fail at it, right? There's a fear underlying it, most likely, if you're hitting this syndrome. So if, on the other hand, you can lead with gratitude for the opportunity, gratitude for the things you know you are at least good at if you're not as good as everybody else or not qualified enough. Love, the fact that you love doing this, or that you love this person, you love this organization, whatever it is, lead with gratitude and love. That can shift you away from the imposter syndrome. So you may be wondering, hey, Rev Ed, what does all this have to do with unplugging? Thank you for playing along, yes. So when we are plugging in, when we are doom scrolling, when we are keeping so on task performatively, or doing escapism, TV, whatever it is, that's the habenula at work, right? So when plugging in is often a symptom of the habenula being overly protective, overactive, scarred. So we have to look at how we change our perceptions of that, and unplugging is a great way to change your perception. Again, it's not that the habenula is a bad thing. It's trying to save you the drama, the pain of failure. And it's just a matter of protecting you. But it's the way that for a long time, and I still find myself wanting to do it, but I really try not to. For a long time, up until seminary, I used intellectualization as a defense mechanism. Oh, let me read it. Okay, I got it. I understand it. I don't have to do all of these exercises because I understand them. It's like, no, you have to do the work. You can't just intellectualize it. You have to inhabit it. You have to live it. So it's the same thing. It's a way that's trying to keep you safe, but it's not working for your best self. So we have to stop avoiding things and start doing things, start being the iteration of ourselves that we intend to be. And unplugging also means unplugging from our stories. The stories of the failures that we play over in our heads, unplug from those. Those aren't serving you. Those aren't serving the world. Those aren't serving anybody except some safety. Habenula in there with some safety. There's another slide of a Buddhist approach. Really the same thing that was already up with Buddhism, but the idea that if you're shot by an arrow, you are injured twice. First is the arrow, the unavoidable pain of life. You're going to get pain in life. Welcome to existence. But the second arrow that hurts us is our reaction to the first arrow. And we doubly suffer because of our reaction to what has happened to us. And again, it's, in this case, we're talking about failures, right? I've failed and that arrow, poof, and now it's the story that I talk about this arrow and I break it off so the arrowhead's still in there and I can point to the scar and go, that doesn't help. That doesn't help. You suffer more from the story you repeat in your mind than from the event itself. Let it go and become free. So, for me, with my weekly planner, and its current iteration. What I've taken to doing with it is on every day try to add in a flexible time of be, just like an hour, that could move anywhere. Sometimes it goes away, depending upon the day. But it's just be. It's like, I'm going to go sit on our screened-in porch for half an hour, listen to the birds, listen to the rain if it's raining. Just exist. Walk, not because I want the exercise, although I usually do, but walk because I want to see what's going on in the neighborhood. Look at dogs. We have so many dogs walking through our neighborhood. Every time I see one, I'm like, oh, it's a puppy. Like, that's, I talk to all the animals. The squirrels, the birds, don't I? Yes, Michael can attest. I talk to all the animals. So, just going out and being, that's what was missing for me, was just the existence. And it's really tough, even when you set aside the time. Things come up, and they want to push that time aside. And you have to sometimes tell those things, no, I'm busy. I'm busy being. I'm scheduled. Sorry, my plate is full. The daily word today was guidance. And when we overstimulate, we shut off that intuitive guidance, right? Our inner wisdom, all of that understanding requires stillness. Be still and know that I am God. So unplugging helps us get into that as well. And that was one of the big gifts the village gave back to me, reminded me of. Things that I know and the world knocks it out of you temporarily. And is it challenging to find that balance? Yes. Is it worth it for spiritual and emotional self-care? One person, one yes. For the rest of you, is it worth it? It's half of you. For everybody in the room, is it worth it? Yes. Okay. See, if you just did that the first time, we would have been done. I want to bring us to a meditation to close with. We were blessed at the beginning of this week to have Bob Sima at our home for a house concert, and several folks were able to attend. Delightful time. Bob is a very skilled musician with a Buddhist's heart, and he sang a song, a brand new song for him. And afterwards, I said, "Can I get that song?" And he said, "It's brand new. I don't have it available anywhere." And I told him, "Well, my talk on Sunday is called Unplugging," and he was like, "Oh, I can send you the lyrics." So I said, "Great. I will use it as part of a meditation." So I'm going to do exactly that. It's not the entire song lyrics, because it's a rather lengthy song, but this is like 2/3 of the song. So let's get ready for a meditation. Put your feet on the floor. Close your eyes or lower your gaze if you are comfortable doing so. Hands in your lap. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Continue breathing deeply. I want you to breathe into that heart space. Right into and through that heart space. And now we're going to move that focus up toward the front of your forehead, that area of understanding. So breathe through that focus, almost the third eye, right there, the front of the head, the front of the brain. Breathe through there. And if it feels appropriate, let Bob Sima's words be yours. I feel a little flat. Overstimulated stagnation is where I'm at. I wonder, can we go back to a simpler time when we entertained ourselves with just the cartoons in our mind? Have we seen too much? Too much in a place where there's never enough? With 100 billion images in the palm of our hand, does part of our imagination drown in this dreamland? I'm going to buy myself some daisies, run my fingers across some pages, put my feet on the earth, hands in some dirt, and cry until it hurts. I'm going to dance with the silence, watch 1,000 sunrises, and let my heart catch up to what's crossed before my eyes. Because I want to feel, touch, and hold something real. This all-that-you-can-eat pixelated buffet has made my soul hungry for the taste of rain. I need a campfire, a conversation to talk me off the high wire, dampness on my sleeves, and the smell of rotting leaves, and the aching in my muscles and the promise of the breeze. I want to be by myself, under the stars' silver light, with no one else. Stop that speeding freight train that's been running through my mind, and let my heart catch up to what's crossed before my eyes. Now rest in those words as we go into a brief silence. As you gently bring your focus back to the room, you can wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, roll your neck around, and gently open your eyes. And today, and the rest of the week, as you move forward in the world, remember to be still. Be still and know. Be still and know that. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Amen. Amen. Amin. Aho. Ashe. Thank you. Namaste. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Michael. My apologies.
Changeable. It's
Many times considered one and the same, right? Yeah. Each Sunday we celebrate our riches. We talk about prosperity. Join me in saying, I am prosperous. I am blessed. At Unity, when we celebrate our prosperity, we do so through the practice of giving. Your generous gifts help us support our mission of being a thriving spiritual community that encourages conscious transformation. If you felt spiritually nourished today, we gratefully welcome any gifts you choose to share, whether they're through financial support, your time, your talent, your prayers. Every gift helps this community grow. There are offering baskets located at the back of the sanctuary on each side. You may also give by using the QR code in your bulletin or by visiting unityofindy.org. Please think about your prosperity, think about your blessings, and the many ways in which you can give. As we prepare to bless these gifts, let us hold in our hearts the many ways that love grows when it is shared. Please hold the offering in your hand. If you're giving online or at another time, simply just hold your gift in your heart as together we affirm. Divine love, working through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, all that I receive, and I am grateful. Let us pray. Divine love, we give thanks for the many blessings that flow into our lives and for the opportunity to share those blessings with others. As we now gather shortly following the service to bless the beginning of our peace garden, may this offering become more than a gift of resources. May it become a living expression of the love, the hope, the peace for generations to come. And may each of us, those online and here in the sanctuary, leave this place inspired by being the very peace that we seek, carrying God's love into our homes, into our community, and into our world. Amen. Announcements. Chaplains are here to pray with you, usually on each side of the sanctuary. Today, we're going to step outside to do our Let There Be Peace on Earth song and our prayer for protection. But if you need prayer, please step back in, seek the prayer chaplains out for that. Prayers of thanksgiving. When we talk about the Peace Garden, this is a vision that's been in the works since 2007. Many of you know Larry Fitzgerald, and Larry envisioned this garden on a piece of paper scratched on the back of a napkin. It became an architectural design. He even threw little notes in a file about who the contractors might be and what the flowers might be and what the fragrance might be and what the height might be. And that file came back to life through his passing. So today, we're bringing that forward. And we're going to bless the ground that's been broken, that will lead to peace within, peace without, both for this community, for this church, and all of the ways, for all of those who will walk through those doors, finding peace, reflection, a time of love, joy, and peace. So I really encourage, if you can, to join us. It will not only be about Larry and his passing, but all of those wonderful souls who have walked through these doors. Betty Barta, Andrea Worrell, Michael Wright, Ron Jones, Mike Coyle, Marty Havley. Think of all of the loved ones that have walked through here who have left just a little bit of their love. So please join for that. Unity Women in Bloom. I apologize, Joyce, in advance. We might delay that ever so slightly of the start today at 11:30, but we'll be pretty close. Okay. That those ladies meet today at 11:30. Course in Miracles starts today with Reverend Susan Boatwright. And as Susan comes forward, maybe to share a little bit about that, the Heart and Soul Sisters are meeting weekly, and I think they meet again July 15th from 6 to 8. Susan will share here about the money and the laws of attraction.
Hi, everybody. We had a wonderful class on Thursday. So many of you were here Thursday. It is a blast. The people who are in that class are fabulous. And we invite those of you who couldn't come last Thursday to join us this Thursday. For those of you who are working or just can't get out in the evening time and come at all, here is the list of all of the affirmations from that first class. Lots of pieces of paper. I'll put it on the table in the fountain room. Please help yourselves. Take some to share. They're wonderful. And on the back, you can even add some of your own affirmations as you so choose. Now, today at noon, we are meeting for our first of our A Course in Miracles chat groups. We welcome you all to join us today. If you can't be here today, the next one will be in 2 weeks. The session should last about 90 minutes, and it's going to be fabulous. So please come, please join. We would love to see you. Even if you can't come all the time, come when you can. You are welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. In addition, next Saturday, July 18th at 3 p.m., we will be celebrating Mike Coyle's life, a celebration of his life. Debbie has requested that those who plan to attend, if you could, RSVP with her so that food could be prepared and planned accordingly. Deb's in the back over here to the left, if everybody sees. Deb, we continue to bless you as this journey, and we look forward to celebrating Mike's life with you on Sunday. Data over dogma discussion, July 21st at 6:45 p.m. with Reverend Ed. It's a discussion of episode 35 of Data over Dogma entitled, Who Actually Wrote the New Testament? All are welcome to join. So throughout the week, there's an opportunity to further create a sense of community, to engage in many of these classes, to bring your gifts to that class and to share, and hopefully to take a little bit away to expand your consciousness. So please, if one of those meetings throughout the week calls you, please come forward. If future announcements, let Reverend Ed know. And with no further ado, if we could be so kind, you might want to take your bulletin to fan yourself just a little bit. We truly will keep this as very short. I think we might need 5 to 7 minutes. But if you could, we're going to go out this door, just walk straight across, and you'll see Reverend Michael outside the door, and he will begin the blessing for all. But please join if you can. Take your time if you need a little bit of time for so. And once again, you might want to take your bulletin to fan yourself for a few.